Hello guys, Sanjay here, and as you can see I have the Lenovo K3 Note and the Moto G 3rd generation with me, and both the phones are very good and priced almost the same. The Lenovo K3 Note with octa-core processor is priced at 10,000 rupees, whereas Moto G 3rd generation is priced at 13,000 rupees for the 2GB RAM variant and 16GB internal storage. Both the phones have 16GB internal storage. We'll talk about that in a bit. So without any further ado, let's start with the build quality of the phones. And the first major noticeable difference is that the Moto G3 is much shorter than the Lenovo K3 Note. But on the other side, Lenovo K3 Note is lighter than the Moto G3, and Lenovo K3 Note has a 5.5-inch Full HD display, so that is why it has to be larger than Moto G3, and Moto G3 has a fine 720p display. And the right side, both the phones have volume keys and the power button. There is nothing on the left side on both the phones, and at the back we have a speaker on the Lenovo K3 Note and dual LED flash on both the phones. And both the phones have a 13 megapixel shooter, so that's really a very good thing. And Lenovo K3 Note has little matte texture, whereas Moto G3 has a different texture which feels better than the Lenovo K3 Note. And as we come in the front, we have normal earpiece and front facing camera, and the Moto G3 has its speaker in the front, whereas Lenovo K3 Note has the speaker in the rear side. So yeah, that was the difference. So that was it for the build quality. So for the build quality department, I would surely give my vote to Moto G3. I have already done the scratch test, drop test, water resistant test video with the Moto G3, and Moto G3 lasted it very well. So my vote will be to Moto G3 because of the Gorilla Glass protection and the back panel being very good, and it feels better in hand. And after this, now let's talk about gaming performance on both the phones. When it comes to Lenovo K3 Note, I was quite surprised to know that Lenovo K3 Note was not playing all the games flawlessly. There were few frame drops with Asphalt 8 and many other games too. So it's really tough to say that Lenovo K3 Note can be a very good gaming device even after having octa-core processor. Whereas when it comes to Moto G3, I played 7 heavy games with the Moto G3, and only game that was having frame drops was Nova 3. So surely in gaming department also my vote goes to Moto G3, and I have made gaming review of both the phones, so I'll give the link of that in the description box below too. So do check that out if you are interested in that. So after gaming, now let's talk about the displays on both the phones. So as I said, Moto G3 has 720p display, whereas Lenovo K3 Note, and I have been using Lenovo K3 Note for a very long time, and I have been using the Moto G3 for last 4 to 5 days. And both the phones have very good displays, no issues with the displays. But as Lenovo K3 Note is having 1080p display, the videos on the Lenovo K3 Note look lot better on the Moto G3. But that doesn't mean that Moto G3 has a very bad screen or something like that. It has very good screen, but it's just a very few difference. Like if I'm giving 9.5 out of 10 for the Lenovo K3 Note, then I would give 9 out of 10 for the Moto G3. And view angles on both the phones are very good, no issues with the view angles too. So as you can see, even after tilting them at almost 70 degrees, the displays are completely watchable and no issues with the view angles too. So I'll just show you from sides. So as you can see, the Lenovo K3 Note has a little better display when it comes to side viewing angles. It's not a major difference that you will notice by normal eyes, but yeah, if I have to be nitpicking, then I would say that Lenovo K3 Note has a little better display than Moto G3. So after this, it's time for a camera comparison. So let's click photos with both the phones. And as you can see, both the phones have clicked the photos very well. There is not much of difference, but I have been using both the phones for a very long time now, so I can surely say that both the phones are capable of capturing very good photos. Rather with Moto G3, I was quite surprised that photos with the Moto G3 came really well. And Lenovo K3 Note is nowhere behind Moto G3. Both the phones in rear camera department are almost equal, and the camera interface on both the phones is very basic. Whereas but I would say that Moto G3 clicks pictures faster than Lenovo K3 Note, as you can see. So after this, it's time for front facing camera, which I am most excited about. And as you can see, these are the photos with both the phones. And yeah, Lenovo K3 Note is feeling a little too much of light, but let's increase brightness over here. So let's not increase. So let's click photo. So as you can see, these are the photos with the phones. And Lenovo K3 Note somehow just makes a mirror image of it. But anyways, So as you can see, Sony on both the phones is clearly visible, no issues with that. Once again, a tie with front facing camera too. Both the phones have very good cameras. Rear camera is also almost the same and the front camera is almost the same too. And after this, now let's try opening bunch of apps and let's see which phones opens it faster. So let's start with Subway Surfers. So it will be really interesting to see if Moto G3 can beat the octa-core processor, even though the octa-core processor is not that great according in my opinion. So Lenovo K3 Note has already started the game too, and I started playing game. But whereas Moto G3 started the game just now. So let's just close these applications, and after this, now let's try opening Temple Run 2 and let's see which phone opens it faster. So once again, it seems that Lenovo K3 Note has won the race. Yeah, Lenovo K3 Note was tad faster than Moto G3. So really the octa-core processor here is very good it seems, and Moto G3 has Snapdragon 410, which is also present in Euphoria, which cost only 7,000, whereas Moto G3 cost 13,000. So let me just show you how quick the multitasking tray comes on both the phones. So if I just press the multitasking tray button now, so on the Moto, so the Subway Surfer is still running in the background. Let's see if that's okay. So both the phones were running Subway Surfers in the background, so that's really a very good thing for both the phones. So as you can see, there is a little bit of lag in multitasking tray. So if I just press, so Moto G3 shows the multitasking tray immediately, whereas Lenovo K3 Note takes a little bit of time. And that's the issue with the Lenovo K3 Note, because as I said, the display is very good, camera is also good, build quality is decent, but the software is something which Lenovo K3 Note is lacking a little bit. Whereas Moto G3, even after having quad-core processor only, it is performing better in day-to-day life just because of better optimized software. And after few software updates, the Lenovo K3 Note is lot faster than it was when I got the phone. It was like horrible experience when I got the phone. So it seems that Lenovo is working on the software of the Lenovo K3 Note. But Moto G3, I don't think so that there are any issues with the software. The phone is blazingly fast. Even the battery life on both the phones is very good, but my vote will go to Moto G3 just because of the incredible battery life. And Motorola says all day battery life. I may not say it's completely all day battery life. I'll talk about that more in my full review. So if you haven't already subscribed, then do subscribe, because review for the Moto G3 will be coming very shortly. And now let's talk about heating on both the phones. So I won't say that there is much heating on both the phones, but Lenovo K3 Note tends to become warm after using it for 1 hour or half an hour. But whereas Moto G3 is like very cool phone, so no heating issues with the Moto G3. So let's try OK Google test and let's see which phone shows the results faster. OK Google, what's the weather like?
It's 29 degrees with haze from 5.
So actually Lenovo K3 Note speaker gave the results early, but it took a little bit of time to display, whereas Moto G3 showed the results at the same time it started speaking. So that's really a very good thing. Let's ask something else. OK Google. OK Google, who is Prime Minister of India?
Narendra Modi is the Prime Minister of India.
So once again, Lenovo K3 Note was tad faster in this. So it's time to give my final opinion on both the phones. So as of now, after getting software updates on Lenovo K3 Note, it surely is a very good phone. And Moto G3 is also a very good phone already. There are no issues with that. But when it comes to performance, Lenovo K3 Note performs a little better in some aspects. But when it comes to day-to-day life performance, Moto G3 performs better. So it's very confusing. So if you need a fine display which will fit perfectly in your hand, then go for Moto G3. But if you want a bigger display and 1080p display, then go for Lenovo K3 Note. And when it comes to software updates, I'm pretty much sure that Moto G3 will get the software updates faster than Lenovo K3 Note. And both the phones are running on Lollipop, but it's not the same version of Lollipop. When it comes to Moto G3, it's running 5.1.1, whereas on the Lenovo K3 Note, it's still running 5.0. And whenever Android M will be available for the phones, I'm pretty much sure, rather it's confirmed that Moto G3 will get very fast than Lenovo K3 Note, because Lenovo A6000 and Lenovo A6000 Plus are the devices which were released on KitKat, and they are yet to get Lollipop. So yeah, that's something you can differentiate between these two phones. So yeah, this is pretty much it for the comparison video of both the phones. And yeah, thank you guys, thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button if you like this video, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already on this channel, because many more comparisons videos like this will be coming soon. And this video was made specially on the request of my very active subscriber, so thanks to him too. So yeah, thank you guys, thank you for watching.